With updates on stars and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Revealing travel issues that he had on his way back to the UK, AEW's Will Ospreay wrote this on X. Really rough day, as instead of my plane landing in London Heathrow halfway over the ocean and got turned back into Boston due to what's going on at Heathrow. Hearts in bits as I was looking forward to seeing the missus and kid. I hope everything works out and I can be home tomorrow. Going over the possibility of Sting making an appearance at the WWE Hall of Fame event to induct Lex Luger, Ringside News noted that wrestling fans have been holding out hope that Sting will return to WWE for one last appearance, this time to induct his longtime friend and former tag team partner Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame. Now, the ball is in Tony Khan's court, and the situation is way more complicated than just a yes or no. According to Dave Meltzer in the March 20th edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, from what we understand, Luger asked for Sting and WWE was fine with it. That put the ball in Tony Khan's court. The AEW boss is now faced with a decision that puts friendship, loyalty, and business strategy on a collision course. AEW has allowed similar situations in the past, most notably when Billy Gunn appeared on WWE programming for the 2019 Hall of Fame induction of D-Generation X, but that moment ended with Triple H mocking AEW as a pissant company, which still lingers in the minds of many involved. This isn't the first time WWE has wanted to feature someone under contract elsewhere. When Ric Flair was inducted into the Hall of Fame as a member of the Four Horsemen while signed to TNA, Dixie Carter struck a deal for Christian to appear on a TNA show. That backfired. As Meltzer put it, Christian made it so obviously clear he didn't want to be there, and it did TNA no good at all. Meltzer floated several possibilities AEW could explore if they do allow Sting to appear, including asking WWE to acknowledge the favor or make a mutual business concession. He wrote, AEW should start a Hall of Fame soon with Sting and Danielson and perhaps other historical figures they see fit. AEW can even ask WWE to plug a major AEW show, or Levesque apologized for the Billy Gunn remark as an olive branch. Meltzer added that Tony Khan may want to go public with the situation, stating something like, "We were asked, but because of what happened with Gunn, we're only asking in return for something. That way, fans know exactly where the lines are being drawn, and who's responsible if it doesn't happen. Whether Sting ultimately shows up to induct Luger depends on how far AEW is willing to bend, and whether WWE is willing to offer anything in return. One thing's for sure, this potential Hall of Fame moment is already stirring up some serious behind-the-scenes drama." Asked about his wife Becky Lynch's future in WWE, Seth Rollins told Front Office Sports, "I don't think we've seen the last of her in a WWE ring, but when the timing is right, she'll be back. I know the fans are looking forward to it. I'll be excited about it as well, but I'm not exactly sure what the timing is on that." When it comes to the WWE status of Sean Waltman, Ringside News wrote that WWE legend Sean Waltman is still making an impact. This time from behind the curtain, best known to fans as X-Pac and the 1-2-3 Kid, Waltman is now playing a quiet but important role in shaping WWE's newest class of talent. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Sean Waltman is working with the company, watching videos of the ID talent. He's reportedly giving personalized feedback, advising on what they should fix and what they should double down on as they continue training in WWE's independent development program. The WWE Hall of Famer has decades of experience to pull from. After gaining fame in the early 90s by upsetting Razor Ramon as the 1-2-3 Kid, Waltman would go on to win the WWF Tag Team titles and become a key member of both D-Generation X and the NWO. Backstage, he was also part of the infamous Clique alongside Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Kevin Nash, and the late Scott Hall. Waltman hasn't made a big deal out of this coaching role, and it's not known exactly how long he's been working with WWE in this capacity, but fans are glad to hear he's passing on his knowledge to the next generation. Talking about the potential for him to return to in-ring action, Bryan Danielson told Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, "I mean, my priority is my health. I think of the odds of me wrestling again ever are probably 50-50 at this point. My desire is to not get neck surgery. So if I could, this idea of living comfortably, right? Okay, if I could live comfortably without neck surgery, but it means that I wouldn't get to wrestle again, I think I'd be okay with that trade-off. If we can get to a point where I'm a little bit more comfortable without needing neck surgery, but they say you can't wrestle anymore, I think that's a fair trade-off. I've had a good run, kid." Touching on the future of the Wyatt Six faction in WWE, Ringside News noted that the Wyatt Six might finally be creeping back into the spotlight, and it's not just another cryptic tweet this time. After months of silence following their last appearance on December 9th, 2024, the faction led by Uncle Howdy has officially stirred back to life, and the pieces are starting to move behind the scenes. Fightful Select reports that Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy, has been cleared after being sidelined with an undisclosed issue. That absence is what took the entire group off WWE television, as creative plans reportedly required every member present to keep the Wyatt Six's vibe intact. While WWE hasn't confirmed their return date, the update says there have been creative discussions regarding the return of the group, and the company is simply waiting until the time is right. The timing couldn't be more suspicious. Just this week, the Wyatt Six re-emerged on social media with an ominous post referencing ECC3:1 and Gallat 6:9, biblical codes that fans believe could hint at revenge or resurrection. The final words, "We see you, remember who you are," sent social media into detective mode, and now we know that Howdy is back in play. On the Alexa Bliss side, despite wild online speculation, she's not injured, and there's zero drama with WWE. Bliss is simply waiting on the Wyatt Six's creative reboot, with a possibility she could be added back to WrestleMania week events like WWE World. PWN also chimed in to shut down the misinformation, adding that Bliss is totally fine. Bliss hasn't been seen since Elimination Chamber, and with a rumored storyline with the Wyatt Six stalled for months, fans were left to connect dots that didn't exist. But now that Uncle Howdy is back and creative is talking, it looks like the wheels are finally turning again. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.